Hi guys, we are back with our favorite New York City dermatologist, Dr. Claire, and we are so excited. We are going to talk about Botox versus Daxxify. It's the new Botox that's supposed to last longer.
Right, so this came out a little while ago, and when things come out and they're new, I need to get my hands on them and figure out who to use them for. So my advice for Daxxify is very straightforward. If your Botox, Dysport, Xeomin, whatever you're using, is not lasting more than a few weeks, so past, let's say, 4 to 6 weeks, that really shows me that you're metabolizing very quickly, and it might be worth trying a different toxin like Daxxify. It is 1.3 times more expensive and the units are different, so that's why I'm really reserving it only for those specific patients. The other set of patients that I like it for are patients who are only getting a little bit injected in the lower portion of the face, like a lip flip, or actually I guess the upper portion of the face too. You could do a jelly roll, that's 1 unit per side. That wears off very quickly since it's so little product, and the cost difference isn't such a big deal since it's so little product, and it's worth seeing if you can hold your lip flip longer than that 1 month, 2 month mark that a lot of people are getting out of the regular neurotoxins. That's my advice for anyone who wants to try Daxxify and who I could guide more, who might be a better candidate for Daxxify. People that should not waste their money, it turns out, are people that are non-responders.
Right.
If you're not responding to Botox, Dysport, even any of the neurotoxins, don't spend money on Daxxify. It doesn't work. I tried it myself on someone, and I've heard from colleagues it's not working. You have built antibodies to the neurotoxin families, and there is really no point in trying it, and people are recommending to take a total break from neurotoxins for 1 to 2 years before trying it again so that you don't keep building antibodies.
What do you mean that people are not responsive to Botox? There are people that Botox doesn't work?
It looks like you never injected them.
But how? How is that possible?
They build antibodies to the protein. It's a protein that you're injecting. So antibodies are like little things that attach to the protein and stop it from binding to its receptor. So you have these antibodies circulating and they're binding to the protein before it can get to its target point. And I've seen in one patient of mine, and then I saw in a new patient that came to me saying she wasn't responding, I gave her Daxxify to see maybe it's just Daxxify will work. And the rep told me for Daxxify, that's really not who they're promoting it for. They have not seen good results with those patients.
So interesting.
And in fact, she had no result at all. So it's not something, and it's expensive.
What do you mean that the units are different for Daxi versus Botox?
It's diluted by 1 cc, 1 milliliter of saline. And most of our Botox, Dysport are diluted with higher concentration. So you're putting 2.5 cc's of fluid into the product. You're basically thinking of it as double dosing. So Botox is indicated in the glabella in 20 units, and Daxxify is 40, the recommended dosage.
Oh, wow.
So it's the same amount of fluid.
You give me 12 units in my forehead usually.
Yeah,
what would you give me for Daxi?
It would be 24.
It would be 24. That's so interesting.
Yeah, so it's double the dosage.
Okay, and then one last question. Daxi scares me because I have been botched before with Botox, not with Dr. Claire, but like, God forbid, I got Daxi instead of the Botox that lasted 6 months when I was botched. That scares me, right?
It's scary, but I'm not here to say that Daxi actually lasts 6 months.
Oh,
that's the issue. I don't know that it lasts longer. It's worth a shot, but I have a lot of patients with Dysport that it lasts 4 to 6 months, that it shouldn't, but their muscles thin, so they don't contract anymore, and that's what happened to you. Your DAO was targeted, and unfortunately the injector hit the depressor labii inferioris, which is right next to what's called the DLI, and you had long-lasting effects of that lasting probably 3 months when the protein went away, but you still had some asymmetry because over the 3 months of not using that muscle, it might have thinned out and weakened. Now you've built it back and it's fine. But that's why some people can hold these toxins for longer than 3 months. That's why I'm not optimistic that Daxxify is for sure always longer. That being said, for your first time getting Botox, that's not the person I would try Daxxify on anyway. That's the person I'm telling you I wouldn't do.
Have you had patients really liking Daxi that you've used it on?
Yes, but it's hit or miss. It's not this 6 month miracle mark. So that's why I'm saying I think it is an option. I think it can last longer, but I would still reserve it for particular patients. Since it's more expensive, I want to make sure that I'm giving people the biggest bang for their buck.
Right.
And Dysport to me and Botox.
We love Dysport.
I love Dysport.
Yeah, we love Dysport.
I put it injected in my face in the morning, and by the night I was almost entirely.
When you do a lip flip,
treated.
I am posting the after of my lip flip 3 hours later.
Yeah.
It's done, like it kicks in so quickly. It's wild.
I think it's the best. But,
yeah, we love it.
But not everyone has the same result.
Yeah,
and that's
true.
fine. Botox is great too. Xeomin is good too.
Yeah.
It's just, Daxxify is more expensive.
Yeah.
So I think you have to be a little more thoughtful as an injector if you're trying to be honest
Right.
with your patient base. Open to any comments.
Yeah. Let us know if you would try Daxi, if you've tried it, what you think about it, and we will talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.